The Nemesis moved silently through the void. Its engines hummed like a predator stalking prey. Stars passed by as the massive warship glided between planets, unseen and unchallenged. On board, Commander Rhea and her crew watched every display carefully. Alien fleets were everywhere, but none had detected them. "Commander," said Lieutenant Jaren, pointing at the tactical map, "there's a patrol fleet heading toward the colony. They'll arrive in hours." Rhea's eyes narrowed. "Let them come," she said. Her voice was calm, but her mind raced. "They will see what humans are capable of, and they will regret ever mocking us." Above the colony, alien scouts flitted through space, scanning the ruins for survivors or hidden ships. They were confident, just like their leaders had said. "Nothing here but ash and dust," said one officer. "Humans are finished. Their legends are just stories." Below them, the Nemesis activated its first strike. Missiles shot silently from hidden compartments. Alien ships exploded in brilliant fireballs, so fast the patrol didn't even know what hit them. One by one, the alien vessels were destroyed. Inside the Nemesis, Rhea watched the tactical screens. "Target their command ship," she said. The weapons officer nodded, fingers dancing across the console. Energy beams fired, slicing through the enemy formation. Alarms blared on alien ships. Panic spread through their ranks. Colonel Tarek, watching from his flagship, could not believe what he saw. "Impossible," he shouted. It cannot be humans." But it was. Humanity had returned. Not as weak, fragile colonies, but as a force designed to survive, to fight, to destroy. The Nemesis did not fight alone. From hidden jump gates, human strike teams emerged. Small, fast ships, armed to the teeth, joined the Nemesis in coordinated attacks. Alien fleets tried to regroup, but human tactics were clever, precise, and deadly. One squadron moved through asteroid fields, using the rocks as cover, striking enemy supply ships and communication relays. Another team disabled alien shields, leaving entire sections of their fleet vulnerable. Every move was calculated. Every strike was fatal. Rhea's voice echoed through the command room. "Focus on weak points. Avoid unnecessary risks. Humanity does not waste its strength on mistakes." As the Nemesis destroyed wave after wave of alien ships, panic spread through the Galactic Council. Leaders shouted in emergency meetings, trying to understand how humanity had returned from extinction. Reports came in: whole fleets gone, colonies liberated, civilians protected. The galaxy had no answer. Colonel Tarek's officers were in chaos. "Sir, their flagship, it is destroying everything in its path." "How?" "I don't know," Tarek growled, slamming his fist on the console. "But humanity is back, and they are worse than we imagined." Meanwhile, civilians in liberated colonies emerged from hiding. They stared in awe as human fleets appeared in the sky, saving what was left of their cities. Children ran through streets, holding on to soldiers who had returned from long-forgotten wars. Families cried, reunited under the protection of the humans they thought were legends. The Nemesis moved with purpose. Its weapons systems fired with precision, never wasting a shot. Alien ships that had once conquered countless worlds now burned like kindling. Every strike was a statement. Humanity was not to be underestimated. "Commander," said Lieutenant Jaren, "their capital fleet is moving to intercept us. They know they cannot wait." Rhea's lips tightened. "Let them come. Let them see the cost of mocking humanity." In orbit around a burning planet, the first of the alien reinforcements arrived. Massive warships filled the sky, their weapons charging. They assumed their numbers would overwhelm the humans. They assumed wrongly. The Nemesis led the assault. Its engines flared, energy shields glowing like molten steel. Missiles launched in perfect synchrony with human strike teams. Alien warships shattered under coordinated attacks, exploding in firestorms visible even from space. Colonel Tarek's flagship was now in sight. "Destroy them. I will not let humans rise again." Rhea watched the alien flagship appear on her screen. "Target their engines first," she ordered. "We disable them, then we dismantle their fleet." Energy beams struck the enemy ship, tearing through armor. Alarms blared. Panic spread across its bridge. Officers ran back and forth trying to save the vessel. But the Nemesis was relentless. Below the surface of the alien flagship, engineers tried to stop the destruction. "Sir, shields are failing. Weapons offline." Tarek slammed his fists. "This cannot be. We outnumber them." "Numbers mean nothing," Rhea whispered to herself. "Not against humans who remember, who never forget." The battle raged for hours, stars lit ablaze with fire and energy. Entire fleets vanished, leaving only silence in their wake. Human forces moved with deadly precision, rescuing civilians where possible, sparing those who were innocent, punishing only those who had attacked. Finally, after hours of combat, the alien fleet retreated. What remained was scattered wreckage, a galaxy shocked into fear and disbelief. The Nemesis hovered silently above the battlefield. Its engines pulsed slowly, almost as if it were breathing. Humans cheered quietly on their smaller ships, knowing the fight was far from over. They had made a statement. Humanity had returned. Humanity would not forgive. Humanity would not forget. Rhea looked at the stars beyond the battlefield. "This is only the beginning," she said. "The galaxy will learn that humans are the reckoning." Somewhere deep in the void, alien leaders convened, terrified and confused. Reports of their fleet's destruction came in one after another. One admiral whispered in disbelief, "It cannot be, they were gone. We destroyed them centuries ago." But humanity had waited. Humanity had returned. And the Nemesis was only the start. The galaxy had never seen anything like it, and it would never be the same again. The galaxy held its breath. After centuries of silence, humanity had returned, and nothing would ever be the same. Alien fleets, once confident and arrogant, now trembled at the mention of humans. Every sector knew the truth. The Nemesis had awakened, and with it humanity's wrath. Commander Rhea stood on the bridge of the Nemesis, her eyes scanning the star-filled void. Hundreds of alien ships gathered before them. Capital fleets, warships, and reinforcements that had survived previous strikes. Their numbers were immense, but Rhea did not flinch. Humanity had survived worse, had risen from ashes, and now they would deliver the final blow. "Commander," Lieutenant Jaren said, pointing at the tactical display, "this is their largest fleet yet. If they succeed in holding their formation, they could slow us down." Hundreds of ships, all moving to intercept. Rhea's expression hardened. "Then we show them why humans are not to be underestimated. Prepare the Nemesis. Engage full power. Humanity strikes today, and the galaxy will remember it forever." Below the Nemesis, human strike teams aligned. Fighters, cruisers, and frigates glinted under the starlight, engines humming with deadly purpose. Each ship carried weapons that could destroy entire fleets. Each pilot knew the stakes. Each one carried the weight of humanity's survival. The first wave of alien fire came without warning. Energy beams lit the void, missiles streaked toward human ships. For a moment, the battle seemed evenly matched. But the Nemesis moved like a ghost, weaving between fire and debris, its shields glowing bright as it absorbed and deflected attacks. Rhea's voice cut through the comms. "Divide their forces. Focus on command ships first. Let the rest fall into chaos." Human strike teams obeyed instantly. They split into precise formations, hitting weak points in the alien fleet. Missiles tore through engines, energy beams cut communications, and entire sections of enemy ships were disabled before they could react. Colonel Tarek, the alien commander who had once mocked humanity, watched in disbelief from his flagship. "Impossible," he shouted. "How can one fleet, one ship, cause so much destruction?" But it was not just one ship. The Nemesis led the charge, but humanity itself was everywhere. In every strike, in every attack, in every calculated move. The aliens had underestimated humans for centuries. Now they were paying the price. The Nemesis unleashed its devastating energy pulse. Massive alien capital ships exploded simultaneously, debris scattering across the void. Smaller strike teams swooped in to disable remaining defenses. The galaxy shook under humanity's might. Rhea's eyes scanned the tactical display. "Target their flagship." "And this now?" Lieutenant Jaren hesitated. "Commander, it is heavily shielded. It could take hours to destroy." Rhea's lips tightened. "Then we make it take seconds." The Nemesis glowed brighter, engines flaring to maximum. Energy weapons charged to full power. Every system was at peak efficiency, every calculation made centuries ago refined through human ingenuity. The ship pulsed with power, alive and aware, a perfect machine of war and revenge. The alien flagship fired everything it had. Missiles streaked across the void, beams cut the darkness. Yet every attack was countered. The Nemesis moved faster than the enemy could predict. Shields absorbed the hits. Energy beams redirected. Every strike that should have destroyed it instead weakened the alien ship's defenses. Then, with terrifying precision, the Nemesis unleashed a single massive pulse. Energy ripped through the alien flagship, tearing it apart from core to hull. Explosions erupted across the deck. Officers were thrown from consoles. Engines failed. Communications died. The flagship drifted in pieces, a silent testament to humanity's return. Across the galaxy, alien fleets watched in horror. Their largest ship, symbol of power and fear, was gone. Panic spread faster than any strategy could stop it. Fleets broke formation, scattered, and fled. Their morale shattered. The tide of war had turned irreversibly. Rhea watched calmly. "This is what humanity is," she said. "We were underestimated. We were forgotten. And now, we are unstoppable." Even as the aliens retreated, human strike teams moved with precision, rescuing civilians where possible, disabling remaining ships, and securing the sectors that had once been under alien control. The galaxy had begun to whisper a new truth. Humans were not just survivors, they were conquerors of their destiny, masters of their own revenge. Colonel Tarek's surviving officers fled to the far reaches of space, carrying stories of the Nemesis, of humans who fought with precision, strategy, and a will unbroken by centuries. Every whisper, every rumor, every sighting carried fear. Humanity had returned and the galaxy knew it. The Nemesis glided silently through the wreckage, engines glowing like a heartbeat. Commander Rhea looked out at the void, her expression calm but filled with determination. "The first battles are over," she said. "The galaxy has seen our strength. They know the cost of attacking humanity. But our journey is not done. We will ensure that no one forgets, no one underestimates, and no one survives unscathed if they threaten our people." Lieutenant Jaren smiled quietly. "We did it, Commander. The galaxy will never see us the same way again." Rhea nodded, eyes on the stars. "No," she said. "They will remember. Humans were nearly destroyed but we returned. They mocked us, they attacked us, they thought us weak. Now they will never forget humanity, and the Nemesis will remind them forever." Above, stars twinkled innocently, unaware of the storms that had passed through their light. Below, the galaxy itself began to tremble at the memory of a single warship, and the race it represented. Humanity had awakened, and with the Nemesis leading the charge, nothing would ever challenge them again. The first waves of revenge had been delivered. But Rhea knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humans were not weak, humans were not gone, and humans would never forgive. And somewhere, in the deepest reaches of space, the Nemesis pulsed with power, alive and ready for the next chapter of humanity's wrath. The stars had seen the rise of a forgotten race. They would now witness its dominion. The void of space was silent, almost too quiet, as the Nemesis led its fleet toward the largest alien force the galaxy had ever assembled. Hundreds of warships hung like black shadows among the stars, their weapons ready, their engines glowing red. The aliens believed their numbers would crush anything humanity could muster. They believed wrong. On the bridge of the Nemesis, Commander Rhea stood tall, eyes fixed on the alien fleet. "They are confident," she said softly, almost to herself. "They think numbers can win. Let them learn how humans fight." Lieutenant Jaren's fingers danced across the console. "Commander, enemy scouts report our approach. They are moving to intercept us." "Good," Rhea replied. "We want them to know we are coming. We want them to feel fear before the battle even begins." Below the Nemesis, human strike teams prepared. Small ships, fast and deadly, zipped through space, aligning with the Nemesis in perfect formation. Each vessel carried weapons designed to strike precisely and efficiently. "Remember your training," Rhea said over the comms. "Today is not just about victory. It is about proving that humanity cannot be destroyed. Let no one forget it." The first alien ships moved to block the Nemesis. Massive cruisers turned their turrets toward the approaching human fleet. Energy beams charged, engines flared. They believed they were ready. Then the Nemesis moved. Its massive hull glided through space like a shadow, engines glowing blue-white. It unleashed its first strike, a wave of missiles that detonated in perfect synchrony, tearing through enemy cruisers like paper. Energy shields overloaded. Weapons systems failed. Panic spread across the alien command ships. "Impossible," shouted Colonel Tarek from his flagship. "How can one ship do this?" But it was not one ship alone. The human strike teams followed, weaving through the enemy formation, hitting weak points with precise attacks. Entire squadrons of alien fighters vanished in seconds, their engines reduced to sparks drifting through the void. Rhea watched the tactical display. "Focus on their command vessels first," she said. "Without leadership, the rest will fall." On the alien flagship, alarms blared. Officers ran frantically across the bridge. "Sir, shields are failing. Communications offline." Colonel Tarek slammed his fist. Do something. Destroy them. But every move the aliens made was anticipated. The Nemesis had been built for war, programmed with strategies that centuries of human battles had perfected. Every attack was countered before it could even begin. Human ships moved in patterns the aliens could not predict. They split and converged, striking multiple points simultaneously. The alien fleet tried to regroup, but the Nemesis's sensors tracked every movement, leaving no escape. "Commander," Jaren said, pointing at the tactical map. "Their reinforcements are arriving from the outer sectors." Rhea nodded. "Let them come. They will meet the same fate." The battle raged across space. Energy beams lit the darkness like lightning, missiles streaked between ships, explosions tore through alien squadrons. Yet humanity moved with calm precision, each strike calculated, each maneuver exact. Amid the chaos, civilians and liberated colonies watched the Nemesis from afar. They cheered quietly, knowing their future was safe. Humanity was not just fighting to survive, it was fighting to reclaim its place in the galaxy. On the alien command ship, Tarek's confidence was gone. "We cannot win," he muttered. "Our numbers, they mean nothing against this." Rhea's voice echoed across the Nemesis. "Victory is not measured by numbers alone. It is measured by strategy, by will, by courage. Humans have all three, and they have waited centuries for this moment." The Nemesis unleashed a devastating energy pulse that disabled several alien cruisers at once. Fireballs erupted in space, painting the void with destruction. The alien fleet faltered, their formation broken. Panic spread. Orders were shouted, but no one could stop the tide of human assault. Small human strike teams moved in next, disabling engines, cutting communications and capturing strategic points. The aliens tried to fight back, but they were disorganized, their fleets scattered. Every wave of human attacks struck harder, faster, more precise. Then, the Nemesis targeted the enemy flagship. Energy beams struck with surgical accuracy, tearing through armor and shields. Explosions rocked the massive vessel. Officers were thrown from consoles as systems failed. Tarek's screams echoed across the bridge, but no one could hear him over the sound of destruction. "Target their remaining command ships," Rhea ordered. "Without leaders, their fleets are lost." The remaining alien vessels scrambled, attempting to flee. But the Nemesis and its human fleet pursued relentlessly. One by one, enemy ships fell, leaving nothing but wreckage drifting in space. The survivors retreated to the far reaches of the galaxy, shaken, humiliated, and terrified. The battlefield was silent now, filled with floating debris and the glow of distant fires. Humanity had won, but the victory was more than physical. It was a statement. Humans were back. Humans were strong. And humans would not be defeated again. Rhea stood on the bridge, looking at the stars beyond. "This is only the beginning," she said. "They will know our name. They will fear humanity." Lieutenant Jaren nodded. "And the Nemesis, it will remind them what they lost when they thought we were gone." Across the galaxy, messages spread. Every surviving alien fleet, every frightened council, every trader and miner in distant sectors knew one truth: humans had returned. Not as weak colonies, but as a force the galaxy could not ignore. Colonel Tarek's fleet was scattered, his command broken. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy feared humanity. And the Nemesis had led the charge. In the shadows, Rhea prepared for the next phase. The first battle had been won, but the war was far from over. Humanity would continue its strike, each move calculated, each victory a message. Never underestimate humans. The stars burned with the fires of battle, but humanity moved forward. The Nemesis glided through the void, engines humming like a living thing, carrying with it centuries of revenge, courage, and power. And the galaxy would never forget the first showdown. Word count, 1 to 10 words. The news spread faster than any fleet could fly. Across the galaxy, alarms blared in capital cities. Councils of alien races convened, their chambers shaking with panic and disbelief. Reports came in: fleets destroyed, planets liberated, entire regions left in ruins where humans had struck. The so-called extinct race was alive, and it was deadly. On the bridge of the Nemesis, Commander Rhea watched the reports come in. "They are talking about us," she said quietly, almost to herself. "They are realizing humans were never gone, and they are afraid." Lieutenant Jaren leaned over her console. "Commander, signals from nearby sectors indicate alien fleets are retreating, or surrendering. They've never faced anything like this before." Rhea nodded. "Good. Let them feel fear. They laughed at humanity for centuries, thinking us weak. Now they will learn the price of underestimating us. Thousands of light years away, the Galactic Council chambers were in chaos. Alien leaders shouted over one another. We underestimated them. Every report confirms destruction, one cried. Another wailed, our fleets are annihilated. Our colonies lost. How is this possible? A calm voice rose among the panic, though it carried no comfort. High Chancellor Varric of the Shaltra Dominion spoke slowly, deliberately. If humanity has returned, we must prepare for total war. Every fleet, every weapon, every system must be ready. They will not stop until they decide the galaxy belongs to them. In secret, across the void, hidden human fleets continued to move. Small strike teams hit supply routes, alien convoys and communication satellites. Humanity's attacks were precise, strategic and terrifyingly effective. Every move was designed not only to destroy but also to send a message. The humans had returned and they were not playing games. Back on the Nemesis, Rhea surveyed a tactical display. She tapped a series of controls, highlighting alien weak points across sectors. They are panicking, she said. Their systems are in chaos. We can take advantage of this. Strike where they least expect. Below her, human pilots prepared for the next mission. Young and old, veterans and new recruits, all had one goal, to remind the galaxy what it had forgotten. Their ships gleamed under the stars, armed with weapons designed to strike fear and awe alike. Meanwhile, on an alien command ship orbiting the burning planet of Vera, officers tried to regroup. We have numbers. We can still fight, shouted Captain Orvik, desperate. But his radar screens only showed empty void. Entire squadrons were gone, ships reduced to nothing in minutes. Impossible, muttered one officer, staring at the screens. This is beyond anything humanity should be able to do. They are not just ships, Orvik replied grimly. This is something else. Something we cannot understand. Word of the Nemesis spread like wildfire. Some spoke of it as a weapon built by gods, others as a machine with a mind of its own. Across the galaxy, fear became a living thing. Traders, miners, and diplomats whispered of humans returning from the dead to claim what was once theirs. Legends that had been told to frighten children suddenly felt real. On board the Nemesis, Rhea's eyes scanned the star charts. Prepare for the capital fleets, she said. They will come. They must come. We will show them the cost of their arrogance. Lieutenant Jaren frowned. Commander, reports indicate alien forces are attempting to form alliances. Some are even surrendering preemptively to avoid confrontation. Rhea's expression hardened. Good. Fear is a weapon as powerful as any missile. Let them know that humans do not forget. Humans do not forgive. And humans will not stop until the galaxy learns its place. As human fleets moved in the shadows, alien spies attempted to gather intelligence. They intercepted communications, scanned for hidden warships, but found nothing. Every move of humanity was precise, calculated, and undetectable until it was too late. Colonel Tarek, the alien who had once mocked humanity, now paced his bridge in despair. How is this possible? He asked, voice trembling. We destroyed their homeworlds. We burned their colonies. We left nothing. And yet, they return. His officers were silent. No one had an answer. Panic was spreading faster than their fleets could respond. The very idea that humans had survived, and thrived, was more terrifying than the Nemesis itself. Meanwhile, Rhea prepared her next strike. We hit their command centers tonight, she said. We leave nothing but fear and clarity. They need to understand who they are dealing with. The first waves of attack launched under the cover of darkness. Human strike teams moved with deadly precision, sabotaging communications, disabling weapon arrays, and leaving alien fleets scattered and disoriented. Every ship that fell sent shockwaves through the council chambers across light years. Colonel Tarek received reports of the first capital fleet being disabled. His eyes widened. Impossible. How can a single fleet do this? Rhea watched the progress on the Nemesis. It's not a single fleet, she said. It's humans. It's humanity itself. They forgot us once, but now we have returned. And they will remember us forever. As the night fell over multiple worlds, civilians looked to the sky. Smoke from destroyed alien ships streaked the heavens. In distant colonies, humans cheered quietly, knowing their return was more than survival, it was vengeance. The Nemesis moved like a shadow across the galaxy, unseen but unstoppable. Its presence alone caused fleets to retreat and councils to tremble. Fear had become the first wave of humanity's return. And somewhere deep in the alien command halls, the word spread like wildfire, humanity is back. Not weak, not broken, not finished, and the Nemesis leads them. The galaxy had never faced anything like it. Fear grew in every heart, in every fleet, in every council. The legend of humanity was real, and it had returned not as a whisper, but as a storm. The Nemesis glided silently through the void, engines humming with power. In its wake, humans prepared for the battles to come. Each victory was small yet devastating. Each strike carried a message: underestimate humanity at your own peril. Rhea looked at the stars beyond the Nemesis, calm and determined. Let them be afraid, she said softly. Let them remember us. Humanity will not stop. Humanity will not forgive. Humanity will win. The galaxy had been warned. Fear had begun to spread. And the humans, led by the Nemesis, were only getting started. The galaxy had begun to whisper humanity's name in fear. Entire fleets had fallen, entire worlds had been liberated, and yet the Nemesis and its human crews pressed forward. But even a force as powerful as humanity could not ignore the cost of war. Commander Rhea stood on the bridge of the Nemesis, staring at the star map. Red markers dotted the galaxy, alien fleets regrouping, hidden bases, and communication nodes that still threatened human colonies. The first wave of victories had been swift, but she knew the enemies were not defeated. They were wounded, yes, but dangerous, and desperation made them deadly. Commander, Lieutenant Jaren said, pointing at the tactical display, scouts report new alien forces emerging from the Jaran system. They're sending multiple squadrons toward civilian colonies. If we don't act quickly, thousands will die. Rhea's eyes hardened. Then we act quickly. Humanity does not abandon its own. We fight to protect, but we also fight to punish. Prepare the strike teams. Below the Nemesis, small human fleets launched, fast and precise. They moved through asteroid fields and debris clouds, unseen until their weapons struck. Alien supply convoys were destroyed before they could reach the colonies. Alien reinforcements were trapped in ambushes that the humans had prepared days in advance. Even as humans celebrated their victories, the cost was clear. Some colonies had been partially destroyed in the initial attacks, and humans had lost ships and brave soldiers. Each victory carried weight, a reminder that revenge came at a price. On the bridge of the Nemesis, Rhea looked over the faces of her crew. We do not fight for pleasure, she said softly. We fight for survival, for justice, for those who cannot fight for themselves. Each loss reminds us of what we are protecting. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, alien leaders scrambled. High Chancellor Varric's council was in chaos. We cannot allow humanity to continue, he shouted. They have destroyed our fleets, liberated our colonies, and they will not stop. We must strike back with everything we have. But the aliens were disorganized. Fear had crippled their strategies. Fleets hesitated to move, unsure if they could face the Nemesis and the human forces again. Where they had once relied on numbers and technology, now they faced tactics, precision, and a will they could not match. The first alien counterattack came swiftly. Hidden fleets launched a surprise strike against human supply lines near the colony of Vera. Small human ships scrambled to intercept. The battle was fast, brutal, and deadly. Explosions lit up the void as missiles struck their targets. Human pilots moved with calm precision, saving civilians where possible and destroying only what was necessary. Rhea's voice echoed across the Nemesis. Divide their forces. Force them to fight each other. They cannot win if they are disorganized. Strike decisively. Lieutenant Jaren glanced at the display. Commander, the alien flagship is attempting to regroup with the reinforcements. They are moving toward Vera. Rhea's lips tightened. Then we intercept. Humanity does not wait for the enemy to strike twice. We strike first. The Nemesis glided through space like a shadow. Its engines flared, shields glowing with blue-white light. Human strike teams moved around it, fast and deadly, forming a web of destruction for the incoming alien forces. When the alien fleets arrived, they found themselves trapped. Missiles rained down, energy beams struck with precision, and their formations collapsed. Ships collided, explosions scattered debris across the void, and panic spread across every bridge. Colonel Tarek watched in disbelief. How can they fight like this? He muttered. His flagship was crippled, engines failing, communications offline. Every attempt to regain control failed. The Nemesis moved closer, unleashing a pulse that disabled several capital ships at once. The humans had learned from centuries of warfare. Every strike was calculated, every move anticipated. The aliens had numbers, yes, but humans had strategy, technology, and a determination born from survival and revenge. As the battle continued, human losses were visible but minor compared to the destruction dealt to the aliens. Pilots cheered quietly after each successful strike, knowing the cost but understanding the purpose. Families on liberated colonies watched from afar, hope blooming where fear had once reigned. Rhea watched the galaxy through the viewport. "We have made them afraid," she said. "But fear alone will not end the war. They will come again. We must be ready." In the depths of the alien council, Varric slammed his clawed fist against the table. "We underestimated them. Every fleet they strike, every colony they liberate, it is a message. They will not stop. Humanity will not stop until we are destroyed." Back in space, the Nemesis prepared for the next wave. Scouts detected hidden bases and supply hubs that still supported the alien fleets. Rhea's fingers danced across the controls. "Strike with precision. Leave nothing behind that can hurt humanity again. Let them feel the cost of attacking us." Human strike teams launched again, each attack swift, silent, and deadly. Alien defenses were overwhelmed. Communications were jammed. Ships fell one by one. Civilians were rescued, cities spared when possible, but the message was clear: humanity would show no mercy to those who had attacked them. Even as humans celebrated, Rhea's mind remained sharp. "The first wave is over," she said. "But the war is far from finished. We have won battles, yes, but the enemy will adapt. We must be ready for anything." Lieutenant Jaren nodded. "They fear us, Commander. Even now they are talking about surrender, alliances, begging for mercy." Rhea's eyes narrowed. "Mercy?" she said. "They had none for us. They burned our colonies, killed our people, mocked our survival. Now they will learn that humanity does not forgive. Humanity does not forget. Humanity survives, and humanity wins." The stars above Vera glimmered with the fires of war. Debris floated across space like a silent warning. The Nemesis and its fleet moved forward, unstoppable, carrying humanity's vengeance to every corner of the galaxy. And somewhere far in the alien command halls, whispers began to spread. "Humans are not what we thought. They are something far worse. They are the reckoning." Rhea stood on the bridge, looking out at the void. "The price of revenge is high," she said softly. "But it is a price we will pay so the galaxy will remember. Humanity is not weak, humanity is not finished, and humanity will never stop." The Nemesis pulsed with power, engines glowing bright. Its presence alone sent a message across the galaxy. Every attack, every colony destroyed, every fleet burned, humanity remembered. And now humanity was back. The galaxy had felt the first waves of humanity's wrath. But the storms were only beginning. The sky above the colony was dark with alien warships. Thousands of vessels hung like black stars, their weapons glowing red. On the surface, the city of Vera burned. Buildings collapsed under relentless fire. Civilians ran through streets filled with smoke and ash. Screams filled the air. Colonel Tarek of the alien fleet hovered in his command ship, watching the destruction through massive viewing panels. He laughed, a cold, sharp sound that echoed through the bridge. "Look at them," he said to his officers. "The humans are weak. They fell centuries ago. Their colonies are nothing but ash now." His officers nodded. "It is true, sir. Humanity is finished. They cannot fight back. Our victory is complete." Far below the burning city, hidden deep under layers of stone and steel, a different world existed. Centuries ago, humans had built it as a secret haven. Now, after hundreds of years of silence, it stirred awake. A low hum filled the chamber. Lights flickered across the walls of the underground bay. Massive panels shifted to reveal a warship unlike any other. It was huge, black, and sleek. Its surface shimmered with strange markings. The humans had called it the Nemesis. For decades, it had slept, forgotten by most of humanity, abandoned after a great war. But it remembered. Its systems powered up slowly, each engine and weapon coming online. Sparks danced across consoles. A faint, almost alive hum filled the cavern. Commander Rhea, stationed at a remote control console, typed commands carefully. "All systems online," she whispered. Her voice trembled with a mix of awe and fear. "The Nemesis, it's awake." Above ground, alien scouts were busy tracking minor movements, confident nothing could challenge their superiority. They saw nothing unusual, nothing approaching their fleets. They were blind to the storm sleeping below the surface of the ruined colony. Deep in the underground chamber, the Nemesis's engines glowed brighter. A holographic map appeared, showing alien fleets, their positions and their weak points. Every sensor, every weapon system, every strategy module came alive. The ship had waited for centuries and now it was ready. Ria's hands hovered over the controls. "Engaging power core," she said. Lights raced along the hull of the Nemesis. It shone with a terrible brilliance, like the heartbeat of a predator ready to strike. In the sky, alien leaders continued to mock the humans. "Even if a few humans survive, they are nothing," Colonel Tarek said, leaning back in his chair. "They cannot hope to fight us. Their fleets are gone. Their colonies are gone. Their legend is over." No one noticed the sensors flicker. No one saw the first shadow cross the radar. The Nemesis moved. Slowly at first, almost as if testing the air, the massive ship rose from the underground bay. It slid through tunnels designed for centuries of secrecy, engines humming like a living thing. Sparks shot from its engines, leaving trails of blue light in the cavern. Ria watched the displays, her eyes wide. "It's moving, it's actually moving," she breathed. Her heart pounded. "They mocked us, but they have no idea what's coming." Outside, a scout ship passed over the colony. Its sensors picked up a strange signal. A massive heat signature rising from underground. The scout sent a warning, but before the message could reach the command fleet, the Nemesis was gone, vanishing into the dark sky. Colonel Tarek squinted at the radar. What is that?" he muttered. Red lights flashed across the console. The scouts were gone. All signals were lost. Confusion spread among the alien ranks. But it was too late. Deep in the void, the Nemesis had already begun its silent journey. It was a warship unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Human design, human wrath, human memory, and a promise of revenge. Ria stood at her console, watching the lights of the engines disappear into the darkness. She whispered to herself, "It's time to remind them who humanity really is." The stars beyond the colony twinkled, indifferent and cold. But soon they would burn with the fury of a force long forgotten. A force called the Nemesis. The aliens believed they had destroyed humanity. They believed they had won. They had no idea that the war had just begun.